peeking has not served them well here, and now they have the pressure on them to move. So they are jumping Lusankia right now. Cryo coming in, trying to take out some legs on Lusankia, maybe. We'll see. But here comes the Phoenix Hawks and that fire starter going after Cryo, saying, get away. And Haji just W keying for victory into the middle of everyone.
Just kind of jumped in the center of their team, got gunned down without much support, unfortunately, it looks like. Looks like they might be going for truck at moment.
Yep, Tech Truck is probably the focus, but Malkraven just getting laid into with Lusankia. Lusankia just holding a burn. I'm going to take a look at that, see what, oh, that leg. Malkraven is almost done. Almost done. Lusankia doing great work with those X pulses.
The Stalker just dismantled here, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, who's next on the focus? These teams are just kind of going at it around this corner. We've got some of the light pack holding back, 2 Phoenix Hawks and the Firestarter holding back around this corner, not wanting to expose to the rest of the team. Gonna cost them the Phoenix Hawk that did want to get out there and scrap and protect. Meanwhile, Red Herring being the Red Herring and drawing the attention while the rest of the team comes around as Savi comes around and tries to just seal this deal.
Indeed, looks like they are trying to go for Red Herring at the moment here, but both teams' focus fire seems to be a bit questionable at the moment, as they're spreading out damage across multiple enemy mechs, but it does look like Bacon Pirates is coming out on top here with multiple of their mechs still staying pretty fresh, and it is down to just Franken from Savvy.
Oh, you're right. I got that mixed up. It was Bacon Pirates' turnaround. That's right. I will figure out these two teams by the end of this match, I'm sure.
We've gathered enough resources.
All right,
there it is, and the Bacon Pirates pulling out a win, winning the first match of this tournament season in ISC 6. So there's a feather in the hat, I guess, as the case may be here.
Indeed.
All right, let me see here. Let me get this uploaded to the scoreboard so we can see what's going on.
Sounds good.
All right, going down some things. Looks like Haji there jumping in the middle of everyone gets double D'd at 24, but meanwhile Cryo with the flea gets double D'd at 27. So we've got overall some kind of low damage coming in here from Savi, while the Bacon Pirates just putting out that damage. Lusankia with the match high of almost 600 coming in at 570. I'll send you guys over to the detailed scoreboard. Let me make sure that it's going to be correct here. Yeah, that looks correct. There we go. We can look at that for a minute.
Looks like it is still loading up on my end here, so it's not quite. That's why it didn't load properly. There we go. Let's get that to load properly. Apologies, everyone watching Leagues 2, by the way, having a couple technical difficulties. Thank you for bearing with me here, as it's my first time casting on that channel. We should have all those kinks worked out now.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer on the next one. We're coming up here on series. This one is a new one for comp. So let's actually, I'm going to send us over to the map room here. This is Premiere. I know there was a little bit of a test scrim that happened a while ago, but this is what we're looking at series. We've got a lot of high walls, a lot of valleys. I'm not going to go over it too much, but here are our 3 caps. We've got Kappa, Theta, and Epsilon. Those are our three allowed caps. So yeah, a lot of pathways that teams can take here in a brawl if they want to be sneaky and get in on that brawl. There's a lot of ways to stay hidden. Scouting, as with most maps, is key. That's sort of my thought here. You got to see where the other team is if you're going to brawl. If you're going to trade, there's some beautiful spots up on each side for some concave receiving lines. I'm interested to see what the general thought of this map is. I like it for comp. I think it's gonna be an interesting breath of fresh air, and I hope we get Bear Claw in a future comp too. I don't think it's in this one.
No, Bear Claw is unfortunately not in this series, I don't believe. I believe it was still too new in testing still when they were making the map.
Oh no, it's on there.
It is on there.
It is in fact on there. It's awesome. Week 4 and just week 4. All right, so we are going to get some Bear Claw. So that's exciting. I'm
awesome.
Yeah,
this map definitely
ready. T2 ready to go.
All right, they're already going.
Well, not ready to go, but their timer started.
Gotcha. I
And then
misunderstood. Yeah, this map's definitely very interesting. You see a lot of fighting, I feel like, definitely over in either D3, or a lot of people like to set up over by B4. Lot of brawl and or receive, I feel like, it gets seen on this map from what I've seen.
Yeah, there are definitely, you know, like you said, brawl and receive. There's other options too going on, but I think you're going to see a lot of brawl just because of the canyons and everything. There's a lot of cover to dip in against a trade team and just really sneak up on them. So I think you're going to see things that are more mid-range to brawl on a large map. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Large-ish. I guess it's not particularly large.
Yeah, when it's interesting, I feel like, because for trade, the issue that you run into is there's some areas you have very nice long sightlines. Like this sightline here, E3, B4, like these are both very nice long sightlines. But consequently, aside from those nice, very narrow sightlines, there's also the valleys make it very interesting to move around and kind of dip in and around. Like you said, they come up and behind on the traders where they just have no line of sight on you. It makes trading a very risk and rewards play style if you don't know where your blind spots are for where you chose to set up.
Yeah, and that is blind spots. I've been watching a couple team. That's a good point. I've been watching a couple teams scrim here, and blind spots are incredible. I've seen teams like they're like, "Where is this?" And then all of a sudden, the brawl is in their midst. Like they have no idea. You got to check those blind spots, and there are many on this map. Let's see how we doing. These teams coming down to. Let's see, we're at 3 minutes left. All right. I don't have to give them a 2-minute warning, but it looks like Sakura is taking a second to think about things. Franken too. Just, you know, chilling, maybe giving a speech. Or maybe Melcrovin is and he's holding them off. I don't know. This is where it's fun. We see these teams getting ready. And this is another one of those maps where the spawns don't particularly matter. Like they can give you a little bit of a heads up in terms of which way folks are going, but they're pretty close. So you're probably going to see a lot of Alpha Charlie kind of situations going on unless everyone's going the same way. Particularly on Team 1. So we're looking at Alpha Bravo on Team 1 here. They're probably going to swing around to the south and the east of the map, while Team 2 is, I'm not really sure. They're Bravo Alpha, so they may swing around. We might have a little bit of a NASCAR going here, looking at here. But there's the teams locked. So let's see what they're going to do. We'll go ahead and launch into our second match. We've got the Bacon Pirates in the lead by 1.
Will be interesting for sure.
Heck yeah.
I think the key on this map will definitely be, as we saw last time, Bacon Pirates is able to kind of will down Savvy before they went in. Depending on who took what comp here, I think that could be a deciding factor is, do the teams hesitate before they go in and let the other team kind of just whittle down their armor before they ever get in range?
Yeah, and that's important. You don't want to give up too much armor on this. Like if you're sitting, sit. Like let your scouts do their thing. But there was a lot of unnecessarily trading going. And I feel like I'm the last one to get in again.
Bacon Pirates coming in here with a very, very spicy drop here. It looks like they got 2 Banshees, 3 E's coming in here. Let's look at some of those loadouts. They got 4 AC2, 3 large X-Pulse Banshee, 3 E's coming in here. With Javelin 11Fs, those are likely heavy machine gun and X-Pulse. They have a party back with 7 med X-Pulse, and then a binary laser Warhammer coming in here. Versus Savvy's coming in here with a fairly standard Phoenix Hawks and Crusaders.
Yeah, well, they are. The Crusaders are binary. This Black Widow here with the 4 AC5s without the light peep, which I think is an interesting choice. That's just a little extra damage you want. We've got this Hatamoto, Melcrovin in the Hatamoto here with 3 large, 1 ER Mead, and a heavy Gauss, which is a really curious loadout to me. It's a little all over. I've got a couple mid-range weapons and the 3 ER large. So maybe they're looking to receive here, but here Haji with the scout here, I think with the jump scout has seen them all. Franken 2 starting to engage with those binaries. We're getting some trades across the valley here. A near miss on that airstrike coming in as Sakura is kind of, I think, sets up. I'm not entirely sure what their mix is here because we've got some mid range and some long range going on. So
Yeah. Looks like Savi overall kind of lost that trade, though they did get good damage into the Banshee Falcon. However, they also took a lot of damage in on their Crusader and Warhammer here of Franken 2 and Pokelidian. Haji getting a good scout up on here, not taking a receive fire for spotting all their Crusaders and Phoenix Ox. So,
yeah, that damage is mostly spread around with an empty arm on the Black Widow, so that one's a little deceptive there.
okay.
So I'm not too worried about either of those mechs. I don't. Maybe they lost it a little bit, but that Banshee, actually, what's the damage like on that Banshee? If it's a little more focused, that could be of an issue. Let's take a look. Yeah,
It's
that's a little more
focused on
focused. So I
CT,
think
yeah.
yeah. So I think they probably actually came out a little bit on top, but we're talking margins at this point as things just continue to trade across this canyon. We've got Savi not really exposing anything, which could be dangerous if someone gets impatient, decides to poke. We've got the Bacon Pirates kind of all in the same position. They're going to have similar angles. So if they catch anybody, you're probably going to get hit by 2 or 3 mechs.
Yeah.
Mulcraven denying no man's land there seems to be his job here.
Yeah, he's beating into that Hunchback. That Hunchback's taking a lot of damage right here. Let's look at that paper doll. Hunchback looks like mostly in the arm, so that left torso is pretty beat up.
All right, here's the move. The Red Herring and Haji in the javelins going to jump Mulcraven, who has been identified as sort of being alone. We have Arch, what's that? That's a 7. Arch 7 here with the support from Mulcraven, but it is currently 3-on-2, really 3-on-1, because they're just ignoring Arch. And there goes Mulcraven, I think probably to legs. All right, we're going legs. Has Hashman going down in that to a self-destruct there. Just overheating, trying to get that kill. I don't know if that was entirely worth the trade. The tonnage rate is good, but Arch 7, it's now 3-on-1, just getting caught out alone. This is going to go so far in the way of the Bacon Pirates. It is up to Savi to receive the rest of the team here, and I don't know if the damage dealt to the Bacon Pirates is quite enough.
No, those Banshees are quite tanky,
spread.
and Lushenka's nice and spread there. Falcon CT is a little bit hurt, but it's still nice and healthy. Meanwhile, all of Savi's big hitters are pretty close to death here, it looks like.
Yeah, Franken 2, a little open on the CT. Most of that's through the back, probably from a strike. So yeah, gonna get ganged up on by the javelins going in it alone. I think they're gonna have enough support from the rest of them. Looks like Pokelidian is a little messed up from that and not going to push to support Franken. So Franken being left without support here on Savvy. They could have collapsed, but there was enough pressure coming down, and there goes Franken. Let's take a look at Poke.
He's down
Poke
the
is halved.
2-gun and halved, yeah. Looks like
Versus
there's SWAT
Franken
focus
is
the
CT
Falcon
open.
here.
Yeah, there's a couple pickable mechs here. Yeah, there goes Falk. How's Hodge doing here? I can't quite see, but yeah, they are moving in, and Bacon Pirates is just saying, you know what, we're close enough, we've got the advantage, just push, get it over with. There goes Dark Stars, and Cryo the Twisted is going to be last up to face 4 Bacon Pirates. 4 Bacon Pirates.
We have gained Epsilon.
And there is our second cap. So the Javelin could go down fairly easily here if he decides to hit that torso. Looks like Red Herring is going to get away unlegged. And there goes Cryo at the end down to Night Mox. And we're going to close it out with Bacon Pirates taking that one. All right, let's get some of these scores published. All right, looking around, Lushanka doing 761 damage versus Poke's Warhammer pulling almost 700. So we've got a couple high hitters. Overall damage spread much better on Savi. Unfortunately, it is spread.
Yeah.
They need a little more focus, and honestly, that could have been closer if that had been the case. Let's take a look at some of the score details while I get these guys switched up.
Yeah, it looks like coming out here from Bacon. Their Banshees pulled their weight here. Savvy, they had the Crusader, and their Warhammer did a lot of work there. But unfortunately, it looks like their investment in the Hatamoto just didn't quite pay off. That Hatamoto came out with very, very low damage, getting isolated and cut off by those Javelins there. Javelins pulling off a very important flank there for Bacon Pirates, just taking out nice and early, but well as isolated.
Yeah, it was an interesting role played by that Hatamoto. It was again that low ground choice that was interesting. They could have taken the high ground, used those blue lasers for all they were worth, but they seemed to be more in position to just kind of cut off that no man's land. And again, we're fairly. Ooh, someone's bringing up an interesting point. In the match, we might have a breach here. We might have too many Phoenix Hawks on the field. We'll have to take a look at that at some point. I have not been paying attention to that.
I have not either. That would be an issue for them for sure.
Interesting. All right, I have someone saying a little static on the comms. Hang on, let me take a look. I'm not hearing it, so maybe it was a little glitch in the background there. But yeah, so that will be interesting. Are you looking back on the stuff here?
Yeah,
On
let
the
me
scores? All right, yeah.
let me pull up the API here from last match and see what happened there.
Let me make sure that we didn't swap limits. I'm pretty sure the limit is still 3.
The limit is in fact still 3, so let me pull that up
Okay.
here. Savvy brought 3 Phoenix Hawks that first drop, and they brought 2 last drops. No, Savvy did go way over the Phoenix Hawks with that.
That may be a rules misunderstanding. So
Yeah.
that's something they're going to need to look at. It didn't matter in this one, but it is something to pay attention to going forward. All right, team 1 still counting it down. Let's see where we are. We are at the 3-minute mark. This is Savvy again. Looks like they're waiting on somebody. I'm wondering if they need to pop out and check something.
Indeed.
Ooh, actually, was it Baker and Pirates okay?
Bacon Pirates, let's see here. They had no Phoenix Hawks in the second one, and I believe they have 1 remaining. Yeah. They brought
All
2
right,
Phoenix
cool.
Hawks total, so they have 1 Phoenix Hawk remaining. Savvy going over with their 2 Phoenix Hawks in that one. They, after drop 1, should not have got any more. So that is a unfortunate, I think, misunderstanding on their part there.
But you know, some of these teams, I think you were saying it's they're newcomers to the comp scene here, which we love to see. And you know, sometimes you gotta stumble over the cliff a few times and learn those lessons. And it happens. We saw some misunderstandings happen in which match was it? Was one of the finals match for CS23. So read those rules carefully, folks. Read them carefully. All right. So,
Indeed.
oops. I'm going to give them a minute and a half because we got to talking about this. Once again, we're on series. We're just swapping sides on this one. That's going to be our format, and then we'll move on to Caustic, and then we'll swap sides again. If you're wondering what this format is, and if you are new to the comp scene, what we're talking about for ISC, you have a limit of 3 chassis that you can duplicate, right? So you can bring 3 Phoenix Hawks, and that's it for the rest of the match. The match being all 5 drops here. So the fact that Savvy brought 3 in the first drop and 2 in the second drop, that's where it becomes problematic. So you really just got to watch those chassis counts, and then legends are available for this tourney. And then what are the other restrictions? Obviously airsphere only, and basically things have to be available for C-bills. And 1 hero allowed per drop, not match drop. All right, I need them to lock here. let's see. They have 30 seconds, give or take. There's our 30 seconds. We'll watch this count tick down. This clock tick down. Oh, you guys aren't watching the clock tick down with me. We're still on the scoreboard. There we go. They just locked. All right, perfect.
Beautiful.
And we will go on to team 2. Something that you'll see, especially where the drop zones matter a little more on some of these maps. You'll see teams just all crowd into, basically 2 drops until the other team is locked. That is the advantage that team 2 has, or one of them, where there's not a map advantage, or in any case, one of the additional advantages is they get to see what lances team 1 takes a look at, or decides to choose. They are locked. They cannot move. So that they can think about that ahead of time if their head is in that kind of a game. All right, let's see here. We are ready for the 3rd match. We're going to go ahead and launch and get into our match screen. All right, let's take a look at here. Folks are asking about the penalties. While we load in, I will take a look. Disputes. Decal, smurfing, cheating. I'm not really seeing anything here about it. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I may
no,
have to take that
one
might
in-
be a interesting thing for refs here.
Yeah, one of them's DMing me, and he's worried that they're gonna have to forfeit. I've told them to just not worry about it, and let the refs worry about it after their match, because they need to focus on this drop, which we've got coming out here from Blood Pirates, or Blood Pearls. Ooh, that's an interesting. Got you. The Warhammer 6D again. They have 2 chargers. Are these going to be? I think these are the 4 large X-Pulse. They are, so they're going all in on that X-Pulse this time here, just wub-wubbings away. With then their 3rd Phoenix Hawk. So this is the last Phoenix Hawk allowed out from Bacon Pirates here, and a Flea coming versus. Looks like a Marauder push deck coming out here with another Warhammer Black Widow and a Vulcan.
There's some pretty big ones. AC-20s, and I forget what the other one. I think it's a snub as well. So a lot of pinpoint there. That'll be interesting. They're a bit slow, slower than I'd want for a push, but by all means, once you get in that range and you can on this map, if they can hit those CTs, or they're just going to be taken off limbs, that's going to be carnage once those Marauders get in. And then these Chargers are interesting. I'm going to take a look at that because I was busy looking at Sakura. These X-Pulse Chargers, they can be very good for receiving a push if they set up in the right area. So we'll see what these teams decide to do. We've seen the standoff where both teams want to receive a push, but now we've got a situation where one definitely wants to push and one definitely wants to receive.
Absolutely.
Blood Pirates taking up some pretty decent positions. The Flea is taking over that. FC Point is going to provide that pressure. Make sure that Sakura has to push into their receive, so it's very critical. Even though it seems secondary with such brawl focused teams, you want to make sure that they can't just sit there on the edge, which is what they're doing. And as I was talking, the scouting is key. You want to find your opponent, and that is what Sakura is doing right now. They're trying to find the bulk over here.
Looks like they have Arch out there in that Vulcan just searching. Looks like he may have been spotted there. Might not have been. They're pulling back as if they had seen him, though, so they might have spotted him.
Yep, Cryo coming forward in the Flea. I don't know that I would use the Flea for scouting. It's great to have speed, but really, I think the Javelin is probably one of the best scout lights here, because you get those jump jets, you get those visuals. I'm just gonna kind of track Cryo here. All right, Cryo is spotted by the Bacon Pirates, and but I don't know that Cryo got that information that he needed there. Phoenix Hawk's also a great scout mech, especially that 7S with that speed and those jump jets, because getting eyes on them is as good as getting sensors on them, especially early game. But yeah, we're just chilling here. Pirates ready to receive. Sakura not pushing.
No, which is
Um,
interesting choice here considering their comp. They want to kind of just go in there and just kind of ram their guns up into Bacon Pirates here, and they seem to just be content to sit on the edge of the map. They have to make a push at some point here. They will just get capped out. This is where the caps do make things a little bit interesting as they allow you to apply pressure.
all right, pirates are on the move here, or they're redistributing. Nope, we're just redistributing a little bit. Looks like Pickle out here in the flea might have an idea of what they're looking for as they push in here. Sakura's still stationary. We didn't have any disconnects. Not that I'm seeing. It was definitely interesting. Yeah, so here we see the Bacon Pirates starting to take over the map. So this is the other issue that you run in with. If you are closeted, if you have yourself hold in a corner of the map, the rest of the other team can just take the rest of it, and then you have an uphill battle. But here we are. We've got movement down this channel. Arch and Crypto leading the way with those Marauders coming in behind. It's going to be a second till we get in there, but here come the pretty lasers.
Absolutely. Bacon Pirates here seem to have spotted this, though, and they've kind of fanned out. Made kind of a nice firing line that Savvy looks like they're going to have to march in through here. They seem to have chosen the long way around, which might be disadvantageous in this position here, depending on how they try and push it.
Yep. Cryo just getting ganged up on with the lasers, managing to avoid most of them, which, well done there, Cryo. Well, we've got a good spread. This isn't really looking great for the Pirates, though. They're maybe a little too spread. They're going to take this on the flank, which is not where you want to be. This Warhammer needs to back up. Fear needs to keep moving, and there he goes. He is maybe stuck on something. Nope, he is moving, just full retreat there. Pickle covering his back. This is great. This is what they need to do. Shift that firing line so that they can receive. And right now, Cryo and Arch are just trying to screen this push, which is really staggered, which is not what you want to see from Sakura. Let's see how we end up. We've got our lights to screen while our bigs get in position. I would like to see them on more islands, get a little more of a concave, but this is a tough map for that too. Something
Absolutely.
to keep in mind. We've got these small pathways, a lot of cover. And here we go. They're going to have to push up this channel. We've got Lushenka just ready to rain down on them with these chargers, with the binaries. They can't conga line into this. That's not going to end well. And hang on, those were racks. What's on this?
That is a Rack Marauder.
Rack 2s. I don't know if that's the right range for Rack 2s. That's really far out.
That
It's
is
probably
very
right
far
on
out.
the end of effective, but
Yeah.
you want to be about like 500, maybe 600. That looks
Absolutely.
really long.
Looks like they are starting the prime push in here.
Yep. Darkstar taking some hits. Yeah, the receive line is they're taking some armor off, which is exactly what they need to do. Sakura needs to find a path here. They're a little stalled up, which is never what you want to see on a push, but they are stalled together. So it's not like half and half.
We have
Oh, it
gained
kind of is.
Epsilon.
All right, here we go. Phoenix Hawk and Flea coming in, trying to see what the holdup is. Turns out the holdup is their friends' lasers, but who's counting?
Savvy just kind of stalling out here, not quite sure what they're planning here, but they seem content to kind of just trade with Lushanka here. Lushanka seeming to kind of win these Pop-Tart trades here. Darkstar's taking a lot of damage. The majority of Bacon still over 90% here. Couple of Savvy members here going under that 90% threshold. Rest of them getting a little bit close.
Flea trying to get that scouting information has just really caught the Blanca a bit. Cryo there. Darkstar just getting caught out, not tucking in, trying to do some trades, trying to do something while they figure something out, but that's not really the move. Darkstar needs to really just hunker down and not lose any more armor. But here we've got Pickle coming in to test the flank, going after Cryo and Arch. Arch and Cryo going to push back. Hodge going to try to Pop-Tart it. Pop-Tart is not the move here to support your friend. There's not enough DPS on that, and Cryo is going to follow. Pickle will get away. Pickle made it through. Delivered Hodge to the back of Sakura, who is now in a pickle, being pinched between the main force and Hodge's Pop-Tarts. That's not going to bode well. They need to move. But the Pirates pushing up. This could play into Sakura's hands if they decide to push now. and
Absolutely.
not do that. Fear taking some hits there, down to 76, about to be halved. Lushenka coming up here, taking some shots.
CT on that Warhammer is also quite red, so even if it is light engine, it's quite close to death if they decide to focus it.
Oh yeah.
Darkstar taking a massive hit there from those Blazers, though. Dark halved and open on all torsos.
Yeah, those big Marauders just need to get in there and use their big guns. They're sitting still, not putting out the damage that they need to. Darkstar trading alone against, or not quite alone, it's Arch and Darkstar against Lushenka and Fear. It's like close quarters trading here. Haji coming in, just laying down some fire on Arch. While Kraven getting the racks in there. There's just so much not really happening here. A lot of trades happening, a lot of armor lost on Bacon Pirates. This is kind of working out for Sakura. It's hard to tell. Like, they're really roughed up. Both teams, it's closer than it looks. Let's take a look at some of these paper dolls. There goes Darkstar. That's going to change the flow here. It was really about who was going to lose a mech first here.
Both the Charger CTs are close to dying here. Lushanka's open CT, Nightmox is close. So Savvy could swing this back. But no, it looks like they are gonna just get chain cut down here. I think Bacon might be able to just take this momentum and finish out the match here, looking at how things are going.
There goes Fear. I think Razor is open CT, so if they can focus that down, they could kill these 3 Chargers here. That would definitely turn the tide, but they need to preserve their lights to do it. Their armor is in their lights, which is the weird thing to say right now. Haji getting caught out alone. Arch and Mulkraven should be focusing him down. They're trying, but Haji's gonna get away. These mechs are just missing too many weapons here. Pickle, no, Nightmox getting Arch, and then we're just gonna close on Razor, giving them one for free. The Mulkraven and Cryo, the last ones here. That being said, Sakura, has a cap lead. So if Cryo thinks about it, they might be able to do something about this, but they're going to hang around for the fight. Could have turned this to a cap game on a map this large with only 3 of them left. Pretty messed up. Let's take a look here. Well, we'll start with the Charger. Charger is like overcooked. That would be a tough pick. Phoenix Hawk definitely possible to be legged. And then Pickle in the Flea, open CT, so that could have been a good fight too. So yeah, I think if Cryo had pulled back, they could have had a potentially successful cap game here. Would have been interesting.
They've taken Epsilon. The enemy has capped enough resources.
But Bacon Pirates is going to clean this one up. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let's take a look here. So that is going to be 3-0 so far, but we do play them all in this tournament because those win points do matter. So let's send you guys over to the scoreboard. We'll take a look here. Lushenka and Razor pulling out 600 damage on that versus Mulkraven and Darkstar pulling out the 5. So again, the Sakura damage isn't even that bad. They just need a little more focus. And quite frankly, if they had pushed, I think they would have had it. It was real close at the end there. That's my questionable opinion.
No, I would agree 100%. Because those damages are really close. If they have more focus fire, they decide to push a little bit earlier, I think they absolutely could have made that match a much lot closer. And again, for Bacon Pirates, I think if they spread out a bit more, they form a nice concave, they're just kind of firing line in on the Sakura as they push in. I think Bacon Pirates could have absolutely taken that maybe with only 1 or 2 mechs down.
All right, which side are we on? We are still, overlay is still correct for this one. So yeah, these teams going to go ahead. We are moving on to Caustic Valley. A despised match for all of its map, rather, for all of its soft cover.
It has so much
it's a great feature, but it's like the trees on Emerald or the trees on Forest. Folks don't like that soft cover. I like it personally. I think it adds another layer, but I also get, the shooting at red squares is not entirely engaging. So
I happen to share your opinion. I think Shooting at red squares is not entirely engaging, but it is a skill set because you have to be able to try and figure out where you are shooting through, at that red square. You still need to try and vaguely actually focus fire component while you only have a paper doll available.
It's true. It's true. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're working it down. Sakura will essentially lose this, but they could pick up 2 points, which could matter in the end. These are early days. We don't know how things are going to turn out. We're not going to talk about standings too much because there's no standings to talk about yet. But it will certainly be a time. Let's see if Sakura learns from what's happening here. Let's see, checking up on the chat. Yep, some chat about the Phoenix Hawks. Yeah, and here comes the push. We're looking at this sort of in the replay here, or rather the lack thereof. They just get pinned down here, which happens sometimes, especially if you've got a team that has a firing line set up against you. Sometimes you just got to push ahead. Like, you're going to lose your first person, but get those weapons in there. It's tough. Yeah, so actually, and checking up, we've got some Ask a Ref channels. It looks like the idea right now is essentially like a declined penalty. There's no real, since they lost anyway, the extra Phoenix Hawk don't entirely matter right here. So it is an oopsie. It is something to learn from and take from, but they lost the match, which if they forfeited, they'd lose the match. You know what I mean? So no real penalty on that. So that is good to note.
However, it should be noted that if your team accidentally makes the same issue or mistake, probably not good to repeat it, as that does show a history of disregard for the rules. So if it happens once, you're probably fine. I would not like to see what the refs would have to say if you continually did it and just disregarded the rule outright.
Yeah, no, definitely don't do it on purpose. It worked out this time because they lost, but yeah, you don't want to say, well, what are they going to do? Make us lose them? No, you're going to lose. It's going to get bad. It adds up fast if you're forfeiting every match.
See here, swapping to the map strat here. Interesting. Looks like Sakura is reaching out to Bacon Pirates about something. They have some sort of question they're looking to get answered here.
All right. Yeah. Looks like we're doing some reach out, some sportsmanship here. Yeah. All right. Team 1 is locked. All right. Cool. Good. Yes, it is important to note that the penalty seems to be the drop, not the match. So that is important.
Yeah, that is.
You want those extra points. You want those extra points.
That is still pending official confirmation from a ref, but based on how other tournaments have done it, and unfortunately the fairly vague penalties in the rules doc, that is the best assumption to be made right now. Is it looks to be as if it is just the drop.
And as a note, neither Hammer nor myself are refs for this competition.
Correct.
So what we're saying is not binding. We're just doing our best with the rules docs and some of the conversation that are happening on the MWOCom Discord as we speak. Just, we're figuring it out live. Now's the time to figure it out, honestly. So it's, I think this is ultimately going to work out in general, but that's what we're looking at. Team 2 is locked, so we're going to go ahead and launch into our 4th drop here, which will have some fun.
There we go. It looks like Not Bob is finally chiming in here on the rules question. Which we will, depending on how long it takes to load in here, save for after this drop. And it looks like we're loaded, so that we will get back to that after the drop. All right, coming in from blue team here.
All right, here we are, and we're in again. How I gonna have to check my rig because this is real atypical here. That I'm the last one to come
Command
in.
coming in.
All right, let's see.
Capturing all
Over
resource
here
points. Any
on
hostiles
the
get in
Bacon
your
Pirates,
way.
we've got an Annihilator and a Stalker. What are we running on that? Just the AC5s and 5 ER large on that Stalker. Ooh, are all the 2As the same? Yes, they are. Okay, and then we've got a Locust and a Flea running around here as well. I am curious about the 1E loadout. Small pulses on that one. So yeah, looks like we've got, again, sort of a receive deck happening here. What do we got over on Sakura?
Sakura, it looks like we got some MRM Orions coming in here, along with a Marauder Alpha. It looks to be fitted for some snacky brawling, it looks like. A interesting build on the Alpha, considering it's in for UX. As well as a snacky brawl. Actually, let me double check that that wasn't Rax. That is a snacky brawl Marauder, as well as a Firestarter and a Crusader.
So I'm going to say snacky brawl is a term that I'm not familiar with. So can you define that one for me, please?
Snacked, is, from what I understand, is the abbreviation of Snubnose AC. So snacky brawl would just be Snubnose autocannons, like autocannon 20 generally, as is in the case here for the Marauder 5. Just, you know, your very standard Snubnose AC big hit brawl deck.
All right, so Sakura moving all together here, and all on the side of a map. That's kind of an interesting. You want to get in there. This is going to lead to a drawn out push path. Sorry, mind went blank there for a second. Like your pathing here from the outside of the map is going to be real questionable. You kind of want to be towards the middle so that you can move either way. And here we've got Annihilators with AC5s and a Stalker with ER large, and they're going to pick you apart as you move across the entire map. I think Sakura is sitting here thinking about how to go about this. I think we're looking at flawed pathing here from the beginning. But with comp, you got to think on your toes. Sometimes the team that can come up with creative solutions wins the day. So we'll see what they decide to do here. But I think, again, the Pirates just are going to have the heightened positioning on them as they cross, just like a series in our last one. Let's see here. Yeah, could plink. What kind of range options do we have here? We've got light PVCs on the Firestarter, who is not scouting, by the way.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
And some AC2s. I think that's all we've got for any sort of range. So Pirates has got to take that second point and really force the hand here. It's really going to start kicking off, and we are moving. I think they're going to try to collapse on Theta. Maybe the thought was a Theta trap. Try to get a mech or two out.
Yeah, looks like the conga line of death has started. The Firestarter at the back's an interesting choice here instead of having a guy scout. The Locust is long gone and out there. He's running for his life.
But I don't know if the Locust is seen. I think the Locust is going for back cap here. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna hit up Gamma here.
Yep. Gonna get that crucial 3 cap here, which kind of puts Savvy in a very interesting spot cap time wise. Yeah. The Assault's coming out here from Bacon Power, just nice and spread out, ready to receive. Falcon, Hayan, and Ted, the truck, are in a bit of an interesting spot sightline-wise. Lushanka also moving into an interesting spot sightline-wise. They really don't have the sightlines to see or receive a push from Savvy, should they decide to push here. The only one really with good sightlines... Ted's now in a good spot, but Ray's in a good spot, but Lush and Falcon, not sure what their positioning here is.
Yeah, this isn't great. The Stalker should definitely not be going ahead of the Annihilators.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Large, they have a questionable receive position here. They need to be more spread out along these hills. You could do a nice receive that way if you're looking to trade, or just be positioned more up into like some of these fields around the point where you have that open ground to set up that receive line. Meanwhile, Sakura making their way across the map, not taking too much damage or really any damage. No one's below 99%. And that's a kicked shin. So looks like Pickle is maybe keeping the team apprised of where they're headed, but we've got like a scot-free crossing here for Sakura. That's a misstep on the Pirates. All right, here we go. We've got some blue lasers coming from that stalker in that low ground. That's not going to bode well when things go around. I don't think he's going to really have
No, because
cover there.
they're going behind cover as well, so he's about to lose line of sight on them, and he is cut off from the rest of his supports as far as supporting them to receive this push here. If Savvy does commit, and it looks like they are stalling out for some reason.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're
Sakura,
stalling.
get the push going. Don't stall on the push. We need push practice on this team.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're getting some dock of trade going on. It looks like maybe the MRMs. That's got to be on the edge of the range if they're even hitting. Let me see. No, yeah, they might be hitting with that. No, they are out of range.
Yeah. Those, I believe, have a range of like 260 or so, is about as far as out as those merms go.
No, they could get out about beyond 260 for sure. Like they're definitely a mid-range weapon. And they're just getting in range, and it looks like we're aborting the push. Okay, Sakura, where are you going?
All right. So dance of the two teams that don't seem to quite have their strategies for this map worked out.
Yeah,
which is it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, so basically the only one who's really significantly hurt here is Haji and the Flea. Although I do want to check out Pickle because that color is a little off, so something might be a little weird. No, he's just got damage to one component. So yeah, Sakura continuing to not push their range advantage and try a different approach.
This time,
this cover, this might work out. They're getting closer.
If they push through the cover.
Ooh, Darkstar taking a hit though.
Yeah.
It is spread.
Yeah, they are using the cover, it looks like, which is good. That does cut off a lot of the sightlines from the Annihilators and lets them close in here.
Yep, and we're getting close. Here's our Marauders and the Onions are going to go through the point. What's their first target? Let's see this focus. It should be Falcon. It looks like that's where they're hitting. Ochiru here with legs. So interesting that they're pushing the legs when they're already within. You need to be going more torsos when they're that close. Franken getting a corner here, going to run into drive truck and probably go down. No, Lusankia giving it away on the heat. Just not enough DPS there, and it all went to his CT. Oh my god, that is real
unlucky.
RNG.
Yeah, that is really unlucky.
Ochiru going down. Franken, Falcon should be ready to drop here in this Annihilator. No,
he's actually doing just fine. Yeah,
okay.
He's fine.
Instead, Mulkraven goes down to Pickle, forcing him to overheat there, and then we've got a spread here. So Poke in the back going to try to take on Falk, but Truck is going to come down like a truck, as it were. Oh, -1 AC5. That's fun. So yeah, here comes Truck versus Poke, and they're gonna AC5 it out here. Man, Poke might have the advantage on this here, and it is 3-3. This is close, folks. This is close. What do we got? We got Razor versus Darkstar. Darkstar overheating. Razor still relatively okay, but reduced fire. Pickle moving off in the Locust, probably to go caps, and that's what it's going to come down to here. Sakura is going to need to cap in order to stay in this. We're getting real close. And the fights have slowed down. Poke here, trying to run down Truck. What is?
This is.
Is Truck out of ammo? What is happening? Why did he not shoot at the fire starter?
I think Truck's out of ammo.
Okay, that might be why Poke's leaving him alone.
Yeah,
right, they got to go caps now. They have to go caps now. Poke should be sitting on that cap while Arch runs for a farther cap. But it looks like they're going to congregate on Theta here.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
And folks, check out MWO Leagues too for Hammer's perspective here. I should have been plugging that this whole time, and I know it's a little late for that. But Hammer's got some stuff going on MWO Leagues too as well. All right, yeah, here we go. Razor's gonna come in and hold this point, which is gonna be a problem. Truck and Poke just, you know, having a stroll here. It looks like they're on both sides of the fence.
It really does seem like either Ted's got some trigger discipline that I've never seen before, or he's out of ammo.
Oh, he's out of ammo. Gotta be out of ammo. Here comes Arch. Arch is in. They are laying in. Razor is gonna go down here.
I think Razor was also out of ammo.
Wow. Okay, so it's just the Locust. This is gonna turn into a cap game, and I think it's gonna go bacon. Arch move. No.
Poke needs to kill Truck here. What's he doing?
I don't know. Is Poke out of ammo too? What is it? All right, guys, we got to go into the cockpit. I know this messes stuff up, but we gotta take a look.
Poke
here.
has snub. He should be shooting Truck. I don't understand.
Yeah, all right, there we go. Poke is going. Let's see here. Yeah, Truck is out, and yeah, Pickle's in the. Yeah. Oh wow, that's wild. Okay. All right. So Gamma's gonna flip, but Kappa's gonna continue to count it down, and they only have 100 ticks to go. This is definitely on the part of the Pirates, but it is. It was some interesting pathing. I can't necessarily fault Sakura on that push diversion. They needed to do it faster, and they didn't move for caps faster. That's what it's gonna come down to, because they're gonna hold Theta here. Truck using
Poke
his mass
overheating. Oh no.
Oh no, Poke. Oh man, I don't know who to watch here. Here, watch hammers for Pokes, paper doll, and I'll keep an eye on Truck here. But Arch is gonna come in here, try to figure it out. They have decap, they have essentially slowed the bleed. It's not gonna help their own time, but they're just gonna get the kills. I think at this point there's no way to really finish this off. Oh, look at this carnage! This carnage on the point. Tech with nowhere to turn. Arch giving up before the kill. All right, there we go. Poke's gonna cap Theta, but meanwhile we've got Gamma and Kappa over here for the Pirates. So the Sakura could have gotten it, but I think again we're looking at timing, and that is I think largely an experience issue to keep an eye on those caps. Pirates definitely playing this very well in that.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
Oh no, Ralphie, it didn't say. Okay, hang on. I'll get an invite for the comp Discord here. There we go. There we go. There's the comp link for folks. So of course you saw that 5 minutes ago. All right, let's take a look at these damage. Poke with 1200 damage. 1200 damage, Poke. Oh man. Razor with 700. These damage numbers actually pretty low across Sakura looking at this. So there was some good focus fire happening there to get some of those. Either that or it was all Poke. But yeah, some interesting damage spreads going on here. Sorry, I need to make sure that I've published the stats, get all that stuff going. I got distracted by big numbers here. Here we go. Give me that. All right. Yeah, we'll send you over to the scoreboard. Take a look at that. But yeah, here are. We'll go ahead and get these folks swap sides for our final match. That is another win for the Pirates. Currently 4-0. Oh, someone left.
Around the Rosie was fun coming out from Truck here in the chat.
Yeah,
was indeed fun to watch.
We can see some of the stuff happening here. All right. All right, we're gonna start the timer here. Yeah, that was. Oh no, both teams just beating themselves up. There were some interesting things. I think there's a lot for both teams to learn from that match. Honestly, it's the close ones you can look at. You know, the sweeps are tough. You can learn some, but the close ones, it's all about the small, or I guess the volume of of mistakes that were made. Very interesting. Cascade of failures everywhere. Gonna yell at my mech mechanic. Yeah. right, we've got yeah, looking at this caustic, we're here in the cleanup stages. Yeah, so both these teams, interesting showing for our first match. Things to learn. Some fun clippable moments. Hopefully folks are out there clipping. Don't forget to check out MWO Leagues 2 for stuff. But hey, this is comp. And if you were saying, hey, I'm not good enough for comp, this is why we have divisions. Like, you're not going to be going up against Equilibrium or what is it, Vigilance now, or those top Div A teams if you don't necessarily have the skills that you think. Get your toes in, learn the skills. It's an incredible learning experience to be in comp. ISC is closed right now, but there are 2 other, I guess, regular season comps to go before we get into CS24. We have Battle for Midway, which I'm not entirely sure what that's going to look like at the moment. But we've also got Tournament of Stars, which is sort of a clan analog. It's 5v5s, clan mix only with different sorts of rules. Not sure how it's going to turn out. In the past, it's been kills matter, and points matter. So some of those balances are changing, but we've got more seasons. This is a great time if you're just checking out comp for the first time, just watching it. We do try to cast as much as we do, as much as we can, and just have a fun time for everybody. So get involved. We'd love to see you. All right, let's see. I might get in time for the 2 minutes here. Hammer, you still with us?
I am indeed. Yeah, sorry. Just got a little quiet there. Just didn't want to. I have a bad tendency of cutting people off. So if you ever hear me go silent, that's me just trying to make sure I am not accidentally talking over you.
All right, cool. All right, team 1 is locked. We're gonna hit up team 2 for their 5 minutes here.
Yeah, to further on your spiel there, you competitive is the main reason I still play this game. I find the competitive scene much more fun than standard quick play. I wish there was more event queues that kind of emulated the 6v6 or 8v8 format. It is a very different way to play, and as Ivor was saying, you don't have to be good to enjoy the competitive scene. You can be just brand new. You need to have mechs. Mechs are kind of the biggest barrier to entry to the comp. You need to have probably, I'd say, at least a nice spread of 16 mechs that you're comfortable in and can move out that fill different roles. But it's a great way to get into the game and enjoy a different way to play.
Yeah, honestly, best way to play. I have not been a fan of quick play, as many people who know me know. Really, kind of since the beginning, I've been a faction play person, but really, comp is the best of both worlds. There, you don't have the drawbacks of quick play where you don't know what map is coming up. You can plan for it. That was the one thing I hated about quick play. Is who knows if I'm going to be playing large lasers in Solaris? You know what I mean? That's what I liked about faction and the teamwork, and you get all of that with a smaller, quicker format in comp. So come join us if you haven't already.
Absolutely.
And you don't, and it's not the tournaments that are like this, where it's ISC only, clan only. They could be really helpful for building up your stable, and just kind of taking care of stuff on the smaller end versus the more all around. All right, I am over here with Sakura. We've got that Marauder making another appearance with the Ultras. We've got our Rack Nightstar. All right, so we've got 310Ps, all with quad Rack 2s. So we're looking at what would we call this? Maybe a receive from Sakura? Maybe a mid-range slow push? We'll see.
Yeah, versus Bacon Pirates here, going with what they've been showing so far, as they like them large X pulls. They got 4 large X pulls with that HSL on the Atlas RS, 4 X pulls Atlas RSs, and then back to the 5 ERLL on the Lushanka Stalker.
Yeah, so looks like we've got some indecision from Sakura. They've forgotten what the points are. This is their time to turn the tides and get that 2-cap pressure going on the Pirates. But I think they're just confused. They're not going to take it. Yeah, this one's on them. So this is interesting. They're gonna have to figure it out. Take a guess. All right, so we've got some blue laser trade. So Sakura needs to kind of push up and see what's happening here. So the pirates have decided to basically take up positions around Gamma. This is Sakura's map if they want to take it and can figure out which point they need. We've got Arch trying to scout the center, trying to figure out where everybody is, but everybody's together. The pirates are all together except for who's out here. Someone with blue lasers. Oh yeah, that's Lushenka and the stalker. So like otherwise everyone is together. So that's where their thing. So that's where their I think some of the confusion was in trying to figure out where they were. And tip for those who who are scouting, use your information of what you're not seeing. So if you don't see them on one side of the map, that means they're on the other. Oh, it looks like Lushenka might have gone out of bounds. I'll have to take a look at that. Let's see here. Cryo in the Fleet 20 with those medium lasers. I do like that build. That is one of, it's not the most effective build, but boy, is it a jerk. Good against large mechs, not against light mechs. But yeah, here we go. We're trying to feed in around the center. They're running into the locusts here, which isn't a whole lot of resistance at this point. So I don't think this is the place where the Night Stars want to be. I think they want to be on the other side trading, ultimately here. There we go. They're getting over the hill and starting to lay into Lushenka there. We see the large X-Pulse again, looking to receive, all going after Arch. Arch's percentage going down slow though, so they're having a tough time, but Poke, well, pokes and gets poked in return. Dropping down, what is it, 79%? Well, 73 now, in any case. How are we looking there? All over the place though, very spread. And the push is here. The Night Stars are in this range. They're going to look to just sort of out DPS them, which might be possible. They're definitely in that AC2 range. Oh, the Locust taking a hit. Sakura having a pretty good push here, honestly. Best push they've had so far, but they are again stalling. They need to not let those X-Pulse mechs cool down, which they have done by now for sure. We've got ourselves a light fight going on over here. Let me see if I can capture all these mechs in scene here. The red herring in that Locust receiving a bit of a beat down. Maybe, there we go. CT open. That's rough. And Orichu with Sakura going down here, pushed a little too far, didn't have enough, and that focus fire with those X-Pulses just right to the CT. Beautiful, beautiful kill for the Pirates. But mechs are still real beat up here. This could still turn if Sakura can get the momentum going here.
Locust coming in here as well. The Stalkers and Malk's back. Malk will follow Lushenka. The Stalker flanking. The Night Stars not seeming to realize that they have a full Stalker in their rear, just lighting them up along with that Locust.
Yeah, that's a bad time. That's a bad time. One of the Pirate Atlases goes down.
And well, like that will unfortunately spell the end of their push here, as Cryo's off on the side here. As you were mentioning, trying to duel with that ERML build on the Flea versus Locust, not super great. And is down to the 2 fleas from Savvy.
Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, this is a bad situation. It's great. Oh, he did manage to pick a herring though. Nice shot, Cryo. Yeah, that build much better for harassing big mechs and making sure that that they can't really pull anything off. And also, if you've got some sort of a learn mech going on, you can go in and be a jerk and hang out around its ankle so it can't lock onto anything. It's got its uses. I don't really like it for comp, personally. The 17 is just going to be better at that with like some small lasers and med pulse.
Absolutely.
Yep, we're going to take Theta. That's going to clean it up here. Let's see how Razor fared. At 65%, didn't even break armor. Didn't even break armor on that Atlas. And Truck here with some broken armor, but a lot of overheat damage. That's where most of that is in the heat sinks there. All right, and that's gonna do it. Pirates pulling away with another win. Sakura with hopefully some learning moments there, which is always good. I am a fan of that. I forgot to swap that. No, I didn't. We're good. All right, yeah. So we'll throw in the lobby stats. Let's get those stats going for you folks, and then we'll wrap up. Thinking about it.
Let's see here. Stats have not quite updated on my thing here. Let's see here.
I think they are updated, but they're just not telling me. So let's take a look. Is this matching up? Conquer, Razor, Truck, and yeah, these are the stats. All right, so we're good. It's just playing coy. All right, yeah. So that's our match. Looking at some of these 97 cryo. Yeah, Tangler with that flea, that's where that comes in. But we've got a lot of damage coming from those large X pulse. Herring also held to double Ds there. And then Poke with that Marauder. That is a damage dealer, that right there. So snag that build, folks. That one's putting out in these pushes fairly consistently. Oh no, someone calling another flea from Savvy. Oh no, they're gonna have to take a look at their drop decks. But that's what comp is about. It's about coming prepared and figuring stuff out. I'm going to wrap without.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, with that, that's our first match. I will be back tomorrow. Hang on, I've got this all on my phone to call up here. I will be back tomorrow with the 2D20 Salvage Crew versus Blackout match, which should be here. Unless the AWTSLL match needs to take that overlap time. So stay tuned tomorrow. Everybody cast more. There's more matches happening over the weekend. We've got and more matches are likely to be picked up as these schedules finalize. We've got a big block happening at 9. No matches have been 9 Eastern, that is, on Saturday. None have been picked up. But we've got Fjord versus Black Omen that I'll be covering. We've got 5J versus KDCM up there in Div A. Fjord BV, I already mentioned that one. GNX Gudron Synergy happening. There's so many matches happening. Hopefully folks will pick up some casts and we can get these things filled.
Absolutely. I would be casting then, but I'm not sure what you said about the AW versus TLSL. That is not tomorrow. That actually is in that same 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern block on Saturday.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I wonder if that changed or they messed up the schedule. I'll have to take a look at that. In any case, I will be back in a bit. And thank you, Hammer, for co-casting. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. And with that, we'll wrap the cast. Have a great night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you all. And we'll check back over the weekend and in the weeks to come for some more comp action.